Welcome to Bhavna's Kitchen. Today I'm going to share requested video of what do I eat in a day. Basically what my breakfast, lunch and dinner looks like, and also snacks that I'll be sharing in this video. My breakfast is usually masala and herbs chai with bhakri, paratha, or some Indian breakfast that I prepare, especially Gujarati where I grew up from. Bhakri is basically flat bread kind of paratha, which is to me personally the best quick and easy breakfast. I try to keep breakfast simple, quick and easy. We prepare all kinds of bhakri in this whole world. I come up with like so many varieties for the flavors, as far as even vegetables. So I just keep on playing around with the different flavors and the vegetables to prepare the bhakri. Take wheat flour or multigrain, and here is my almond flour mix. I already shared the video on how to make this flour mix. It is basically more almond flour and then flax seeds and a little bit of coconut flour and just a pinch of baking powder. So those are the ingredients for this flour mix. And many of you have been asking, where do I use this flour mix? So I use in my morning bhakri, the breakfast bread that we usually make, and I usually add half to 1 ratio, half of the almond meal flour mix and 1 part wheat flour. I then season lightly with salt, ground cumin and carom seeds, jeera, ajwain, red chili powder. Mix all dry ingredients. You can flavor it up however you like, but this is masala bhakri basically. And another key is to knead this dough with milk, or you can add a little bit of cream and the rest of the water, however you like. So start kneading the dough, and you can take water if needed as well. But I try to, if I prepare the dough with milk, I only take milk. So now I'm going to take a little bit of water at a time. When the dough is prepared with milk, bhakri comes out like a biscuit, like a little crispy, soft crispy, and that's what we love with masala chai, like so. So you can see that it's a pretty stiff dough, and that is how I like for bhakri. Cover and let it rest. While the dough rests, I am going to prepare chai. Into the pot, take black tea. I am making for 2 people. Chai patti, lemongrass. Here I have holy basil, tulsi. I just tear apart roughly and add. Here I have mint, pudina. Again, just tear apart roughly. Here I have chai masala. I made it home, and as you can see, it's just ground roughly, not into the powder even, and I really don't care because I just use whole spices like even whole cardamom and everything, because at the end I strain my masala chai anyway. So I just roughly grind all the spices and add in my tea. This is how my chai masala looks like. cinnamon, cloves, cardamom. So all those whole spices ground roughly, and I keep the shell of cardamom as well. Just throw everything whole into the grinder, and this masala tastes amazing in chai, nice and fresh. So I make only small amount of masala. As you can see, with all those whole spices and the cardamom shell, everything, it's this much. So that's like for about 15 days of chai masala for me. I have actually already shared in one of my video in the masala chai what kind of spices I use for masala chai. An inch of a ginger, so just grate ginger, or you can roughly cut into small pieces. But this is my handy dandy grater that I always use for chai. I take 1.5 cups of water, like a mug measurement. So what I normally do, like if I'm making for 2 people, I take 1.5 cups of water, a cup of more, and now I boil all this stuff really well, like about 10 minutes. About 3/4 cup of milk. Water gets evaporated because I boil all this together about 10 minutes. So that's the reason I add a little bit more water. If you desired, you can add sugar. I usually like sugar in my masala chai. Give this all a good stir and let it simmer. And coming back to the bhakri dough, give it one more light knead. Now this is for my 2 days of dough, but you can prepare every day fresh. It doesn't take that long, but it's my habit to, because now that the school is there and I have to prepare the lunch for my boys in the morning, and my husband has to go to work, so I don't want to rush too much with all my routines, but it's totally up to you. So I refrigerate, and then again tomorrow morning I'll make bhakris, and then I keep on changing the routine of bhakri with the flavors. I also make with vegetables like fenugreek leaves, spinach. Alright, so this is going to go into the refrigerator. Now, one more great thing about preparing bhakri is that you can prepare the dough ahead of time. Actually, it makes better bhakri when you have a little bit old dough. So not too old. I just prepared the dough for maybe for the couple of days. And as I said, I keep on changing with the flavor. So I keep 2-3 kinds of dough in my refrigerator. So anytime I need to make bhakri, it's just very quick and easy. And I'm going to make bhakris. So simply just roll into disc. So make the ball and then flatten it out, and usually I try to seal the edges like so. So I press more on edges, and then ready to roll. And this is not a roti, it is bhakri, so usually rolled little bit thicker than roti. And I'm going to show you the exact thickness I keep. Not too thick, not too thin. Alright, so that's perfect circle disc, and you can see the thickness, because when I bake it again gets thicker. So this is the thickness I keep. And heat up the pan on a medium to high heat in the beginning, and then since I use the steel pan, I bake bhakris on a very low heat later, like about between 2 to 4 on my stove top. So really on the low once it gets slightly hot. And because it is a steel pan, I just take a little bit of oil in my hand and season the pan with oil. Season really well with oil so that when I bake the bhakris, the first bhakri, it doesn't stick to the pan and the rest of the bhakri is baked well as well. And here you can see that my masala chai is simmering really well. When the chai has simmered for a little bit, about 8 to 10 minutes, add milk and now bring it to boil. When the pan is nice and little warm to hot, add bhakri and bake on both sides. When the first side is slightly brown, flip on the other side. And as you can see, the chai is coming to the boil. So let it come to the boil for 2-3 times. That is what the tradition is in India. So the masala chai is ready. Turn off the stove and let it be on the stove until ready to serve. Let's check the other side of the bhakri. As you can see many brown specks on the other side. If desired, add just a little bit of oil and keep baking bhakri. Be sure to add just a drop of oil, not too much of oil. Some bhakris puff up as well. Usually the first one do not come out that well and the rest of the bhakris just comes out great. But this one is not bad either. It's eatable and tastes the same. So as you can see, I have no problem using steel pan, stainless steel. These days I just prefer to use this pan because when oil is used, the non-sticks do not work. They tend to start peeling off and then all that stuff, which I don't like. And the spatula, even I prefer the steel one. Alright, so the first bhakri is ready. Take it off of the pan and bring down onto the paper towel. And I'm going to bake the rest of the bhakris. As you can see, this bhakri popped up really well. So it depends how it is rolled as well. When the bhakri puffs up, the edges are slightly not cooked well, so just press on the sides. So this bhakri is ready as well. And bring down onto the paper towel. Chai is ready to strain. Alright, and here is my third bhakri ready as well. So the breakfast is ready. Simple breakfast. I don't make just one kind of breakfast every day. I keep varieties in my breakfast as well. But since I prepared the bhakri most, I'm going to share how to make bhakri in this video. Now, bhakris can be prepared with a variety of flavors like, masala bhakri, plain bhakri, biscuit bhakri. These days I prepare badam bhakri, almond bhakri. Basically, I mix the almond meal flour to make it more healthier. Bhakri is basically made from wheat flour, a stone ground wheat flour, but these days, there are a variety of healthy flour options available, so you can mix with the wheat flour or you can just prepare with some other kind of healthier flour as well. I usually mix like a quinoa flour, oat flour, multigrain flour, sometimes the whole wheat flour in my bhakri. So I just keep on changing the flours as well. So you don't have to prepare just one kind. Now you can also add some vegetables in it. I usually make with methi, fenugreek leaves. Spinach can be added. I make with pigeon peas, which is tuor. And so there are several options for using vegetables, even loki, bottle gourd. So you can come up with your own ideas of adding what kind of vegetables you would like to add. Even green peas is perfect, makes nice green bakaris for the breakfast. And one more thing I add is milk or cream. When I prepare the dough, I just don't use only water. I add a little bit of milk or a little bit of a cream to get that crunchy bakri, especially with my masala chai, masala and herb chai. Now for the snacks, I always have dark chocolate within a reach so that I don't crave for something else and like put something junk in my mouth. And raw nuts like cashew, pistachios, even almond, roasted almond I like. So those are the things I keep in front of me all the time in my kitchen. So that was breakfast. Now let's move to the lunch. Our lunch menu is usually little bit light, because every one of us in our house has to go back to work. And I pack fresh lunch box every day for my boys, because now they're growing really big and they do need good food. So I make sure that they are getting their good lunch at school, and they don't have to just wait until they get home. I do give them some snacks when they get home, like fruits or something, so that way I can extend a little bit of a dinner time. And since they usually have good lunch, we are not in a hurry for the dinner. So the lunch menu usually includes many kinds of Gujarati delicacies like khandvi, dokla, khamar, andwo. I mean, those are usually used in a breakfast, but in our house it's kind of have become a tradition for the lunchtime. I also prepare some pasta, sometimes salads. During winter I prepare soup. So that is our kind of a lunch menu looks like. I also prepare some Chinese food, such as noodles or something. Variety is the spice of life, and I try to add some kind of protein in my, whether it's a breakfast, lunch or dinner. So for the lunchtime I use even tofu, some cheese, so something that can give more protein, calcium as well. Today I'm making very quick and easy tofu and vegetable fry. This can be your perfect meal as well, or you can just make it on the go, or even for your lunch box. It's quite easy, and it's very tasty, and you will absolutely love to make this recipe again and again. So let's begin. Not only that, this recipe is also perfect for vegan or gluten-free diet followers. To prepare the stir-fried vegetables, I'm taking vegetables like onion, bell pepper, mushrooms, and cut peppers and onion into cubes, and mushrooms you can just quarter or half, it's up to you. Season the vegetables with salt, red pepper flakes, black pepper, dry Italian herbs, drizzle olive oil, and I like to season all these vegetables on a medium to high heat. So I just keep everything ready, and before serving I just season on a medium to high heat. Here I have the pressed tofu. I'm going to cube the tofu. Into the mixing bowl, take 1 tablespoon of rice flour, salt to taste, garlic powder as per your taste, paprika or cayenne pepper to taste. Mix all dry ingredients really well, and throw the cubed tofu into the mixture and coat really well, like so. Alright. On a medium heat, take coconut oil into the pan. Add prepared tofu and brown it. Look at the tofu, looks so yummy. And here I have the vegetables sizzling. I like to sizzle vegetables till the edges are lightly brown. I like to serve stir-fried vegetables and tofu immediately, but they do taste great even later, and also perfect for the lunch box. Look at this colorful plate, love it. Alright, so here I have my tray ready. As you saw, it's very quick and easy, and it can be made anytime. This is one of my favorite dishes, and actually my older son Drew also loves this. And I always have onion, bell peppers in my refrigerator all the time, so I can just quickly prepare. Sometimes I don't have mushrooms, so I just prepare with onion and bell peppers. It still tastes amazing, but the more nutrition you can add, better it is always. And I'm so ready to dig into it. I know that it tastes amazing, and my mouth is watering. Simply crunchy vegetables and soft tofu, a little bit crunchy outside. It's amazing. I hope you try out this recipe. If desired, you can wrap these vegetables and tofu. So that's how my lunch menu looks like. Now, what do I eat in dinner then? I mean, you must be thinking I eat a lot. I actually do prepare a lot of food, but I don't eat a lot. I like my plate with variety of food, and the portion is like quite small. So that's how I eat, and that's why I don't get fatty. A lot of time people tell me, I prepare a lot of food, I eat a lot of food, and how come I'm still, not gaining too much weight? I mean, I did get better than before. I was really skinny in my teenage, and until actually I delivered both my boys. I was like really skinny, and in just the past recent few years, I actually got better. That's because actually my eating habit also got better than before. So that's very important, how you plate your dish. It's actually, I personally believe that my plate has to be like 50-60% vegetables or fruits or something like that. Mostly vegetables. Fruits I can just snack on any time, when I feel like hungry. So now let's move to the dinner. Our dinner is kind of a very very traditional. We like to have a big family dinner. So I usually prepare my Indian thali, Gujarati thali, that includes one vegetables, sometimes two even, rice, roti. Sometimes I cook quinoa, like a soft quinoa, to go with my thali, and then some condiments. So that's basically our dinner looks like. Curry, a hot yogurt soup or lentil dal known as. Sabjis like okra, bindi sabji, sometimes vegetables from my garden. Here I have the complete Gujarati thali ready. Rice, roti, raita, bindanu shak, dal, papad, tomato kachumbar. And look at this complete thali. I had a video on this complete meal making. I will place the link below under this video description. I do prepare some special cuisine recipes like Italian, Mexican, Chinese, Mediterranean. I love to try variety of food. So like coming up with what am I going to cook today, it's not a problem at all. I simply love to keep variety in my my food, because I'm a big time foodie. I maybe look like a small tiny person, but I really love to eat different variety of food. So I do try when I travel, and I travel a lot. So I like in this many years actually I have come up with like so many food recipes that I really enjoy, and my whole family actually even enjoys a lot. So that way it makes actually a lot more easier for me to cook even recipes. Another thing is that my pantry, my refrigerator is always loaded with tons of stuff. So I never run out of the idea of what to cook. Actually, I'm always inspired to cook something different, new, and I do a lot of experiment in this kitchen. I just keep on playing with the flavors, like spices. I am a huge fan of spices, so that keeps me going. Like I just keep on cooking and cooking, and a lot of time people ask me, how do I get all these ideas? So it just pops in my mind because I have a lot of things. I travel a lot. When I go even in the supermarket, I closely observe many things, what's in the market and all that. I do watch some the cooking shows. I also read a lot of books actually. Library is my favorite destination to go, and I also love magazines. They always give me some kind of ideas that I can use, and I come up with my own customized recipe. So so that was dinner. And so what do I drink then? There are some few favorite drinks of mine. I squeeze out fresh orange. I love fresh orange juice. I do not like ready-made juices at all. I also like my mojito drink that I also shared. I like to prepare chas, which is buttermilk, because in summer in Florida it's really hot. So I really enjoy my Indian buttermilk. It is known as chas. So basically just I take a little bit of yogurt, put lots of water in it, and then season with just salt and pepper and ground cumin. Tastes amazing. Coconut water, that is also one of my favorite to drink. So these are like, I keep on rotating between all these drinks. Especially during lunchtime, I like to have a drink. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please do like and comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for new recipe videos every week. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. Bauna's Kitchen is everywhere. And you can also download my apps, Bauna's Kitchen, on iOS or Android device. And you can also watch me on big TV. If you have a smart TV, on a Roku channel, Bauna's Kitchen. So there are several ways to enjoy Bauna's Kitchen recipes. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.